One thing that I've found that I've had a lot of problems with lately is there is a constant desire from people to be negative. Everything is based around negativity. There's not a lot of positivity going on. And I understand that the world isn't exactly how everybody wants it to be. You know, there are things going on that aren't to our liking. You know, the presidential debates were a shit show. Um, our president has COVID. You know, fuck, like there's a lot of other stuff that you could probably name, and I could probably name, but I don't really want to name it. What I would like to talk about is the idea that what people are filling their time with is not based on anything that is going to lift their spirits. And then people are sitting around and wondering why the fuck they're miserable all the time. Well, it's very simple. All everybody really cares about is being miserable and making other people miserable. And it's a sad sign of our culture. You know, one thing I found interesting is a lot of what I've been seeing lately. I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about VTubers and complaining about um, things along those lines. And it kind of reminded me of when people were complaining about Projekt Melody, and I did an article about that on RT. And I thought to myself, why is there a problem here? And like what is the problem with this? Now, if you're somebody who has a specific moral code when it comes to sex, I can understand why you wouldn't like Projekt Melody. But if you looked into why people do like her, you'd understand if you were thinking. This and oddly enough, it's the same appeal of Japanese VTubers. But I've seen, you know, e-girls complaining about it, whether it's Brittany Venti or some other Twitch thoughts or whatever. You know, they're constantly bitching about this. Bitching that those VTubers are making a ton of money and they're not. I've actually got a super simple reason as to why they're making all that money. They're not cunts. There you go. That's the solution. They're not cunts. They're not. Am I going to sound a little chauvinistic by saying this? Probably. Don't really care. A lot of women, especially here in the West, act like bitches. And the more that I see women that are setting the standard, whether it's conservative or liberal, the less I think that that's somebody I would ever want to marry. Because I couldn't imagine waking up and getting nagged by somebody like that. Good Lord. And that is something that is a constant issue here in the West. Is that women treat men like shit. And it's not a political thing. Left or right. Doesn't matter. Women treat men like shit. You do. And by the way, I'm not saying we can't take it. I'm not saying that, you know, we can't stand the little pain. We're built for it. However, if you were to say to me, Micah, would you like to stub your toe once a day, every day? And my answer is no. And you tell me I'm a wimp for saying no, this wimp is gladly going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Because that shit hurts. Nobody likes pain daily except for masochists. Okay? Men don't like to be treated like shit. We just don't. And yet women do it all the time. So when you watch a Japanese VTuber or someone along those lines, do you want to know what these men are drawn to? More than anything sexual or anything along those lines, or more than their love of anime. You know what they're drawn to? The charm. The charm is what draws them in. The charm is what makes them want to watch it. It makes them feel good about themselves. And you might say, well, Micah, these women are paid to be nice. Right, so is a waitress. But it doesn't mean that I want a waitress that's going to come up to me and slap me in the fucking face, now do I? And this is something that seems to completely be lost on people in this day and age. It doesn't matter whether you're paid to be nice or not. As long as it's there, people don't care. If I go to Little Caesars, I know it's the fat guy talking about food again. I know, I do that a lot. But that's because this shit matters, and it's something that everybody does is eat. I could talk about the other things we all do, like breathing and shitting, but it's not really as delicious as food unless you're really weird. But anyway, if I go to buy a pizza from Little Caesars, or if I go to a burger joint, or whatever, if the person who gives me my pizza says hello, asks me how my day is going, and says goodbye when I leave, it is a lot better than, what the fuck do you want? Kill yourself and get the fuck out of my building. And I don't think I'm wrong. But this is exactly why we are seeing this happen. Men want to be treated well, the same way that women want to be treated well. And if they're going to get better treatment and they're going to be happier watching a Japanese VTuber who has energy and charm and is a delight to watch, that's what they're going to do. Which would you prefer? Would you prefer to have a spoonful of vinegar or a spoonful of sugar? Now, judging by the size of my belly, I'm obviously quite biased towards the sugar myself. But that's the thing. People really need to understand that there is no fucking reason to treat each other like shit, and the fact that so many people, especially women, have done it for so fucking long, it should not be a wonder why men would much rather go watch something that's more delightful. It's very simple. That's part of the reason I barely even listen to political commentary anymore. I have no interest in it at all, because, or unless I need information, because everybody who talks is miserable. There's rarely any good news. And by the way, when there is good news, it's not fucking highlighted. It's not lifted up. We're not lifting those people up. That's why whenever I have good news on my podcast, we make it a point to talk about it. There are points where I'll tell Hatman, we are dropping this topic that is, somewhat relative to what people are thinking, to talk about something good. Because we need to bring it up. We need to bring the mood up. We need to be happy. We need to smile. We need to celebrate the beautiful things and the good things in life. We need to let people know that we're happy they're here. But everything that I see around me, it's misery, misery, misery. To quote the Green Goblin. And it's dumb. Stop making people miserable. Start having fun. Start having fun. Talk about good things, things that make you happy. I understand that misery brings clicks, but misery also brings mental illness, you dumb shits. Get with the fucking program. Don't make everyone else around you miserable and then go wonder why exactly they're going to go do something that is going to make them happy. Don't be that dense.